Okay, thank you, sorry.
Welcome, thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. I want to appreciate ESRI East Africa for such a wonderful time whereby we can share our experience on use of ArcGIS. I'm Hellen Wanyoike. I work with Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, that is in the cartography and GIS, and we've been beneficiary of ArcGIS, especially in cartographic mapping. And so I'll take you through the opportunities that have been offered by ArcGIS in the national statistics. And I'll go back to 1999 because mostly we've used it in preparation of census, and that is in production of enumeration area boundaries and maps. And I want to say in 1999, KPHC, that is Kenya Population and Housing Census, that's the time we introduced GIS in KNBS. And we only managed to digitize boundaries for 21 districts using ArcGIS. And before then, in the previous censuses, maps were being drawn manually with the use of technical pens, use of drafting films, and then printing them using ammonia diaso printers. And if you could come into our offices, right from far, you could smell the ammonia solution from far. And we have improved a lot because we have those who are affected by the ammonia solution, some of the staff in KNBS, so you can understand where we came from. Then come in 2009, KPHC, we managed to digitize all the enumeration area boundaries for the entire country. And also using ArcGIS, by then we were able to do an atlas, that is a census atlas, whereby we were able to analyze our data in form of maps, and we came up with an atlas. And the atlas is available but in our website, but is a PDF document. And in 2019, as the DG said that the use of ArcGIS has improved over the years in KNBS, we introduced what we call mobile GIS in mapping of years and household listing in the entire country. I won't get into details because Laban has really taken us through on how Survey 123 works, and it really worked for us. But I want to say in 2019, KPHC, the cartographic mapping started back in 2015 with a lot of preparation. We had to do the schemas so that we could load them, because by then we knew that we were to do a digital census and it had to start from cartographic mapping. So we had to do a lot of preparation. We had to go to the ground with ESRI people, try to see how best we can. I remember we went to Kiambu, did a test, and then that's what we improved on. But as we were working behind the scenes and the census day was coming nearer, we had to start off. And what we did, we started off with Open Data Kit, that is ODK application. And we started collecting data with it. And later we changed to ESRI 123. Although ODK could collect data in the field, we had quite a number of a major challenge. And that was, we would collect data in the field, then it has to be downloaded in an Excel format. Then one of our staff was working on the Excel data, convert them into geodatabase, try to bring the data into the schema that we had done for it to be compatible with the ArcGIS or the team which was doing map production. And so for us, we really pushed ESRI to get us an application that could help us. And that's how, after some pilots, we were successful and we were able to use Survey 123. And it really solved our major problem, because now it had very minimal human intervention. And quite a number of people were able now to download the data from the portal you say, and it was in form of geodatabases. So having loaded the schema in the Survey 123 application, we were able to download data in form of geodatabases, and straight away we were able to put it in ArcMap or ArcGIS Pro, and started using our map, producing our map. So that was a great achievement to us. So we minimized the time of converting the data into a geodatabase, and even getting the shape files for us to be able to work with them. Another achievement from Survey 123, we had a very executive dashboard to monitor the work progress. I know Laban has shared a bit of how ArcGIS, Survey 123 was doing for that, is able to do that. And for us, we were able to monitor the progress of work in the field. And we were monitoring data in form of teams. We had allowed, at the beginning, we had 12 teams. The team increased up to around 28. And we required to monitor how they were working. We had between 200 and at one time 400 mapping assistants or field enumerators. Those were people on the field. And we needed to monitor what they were doing to ensure that work was completed on time. And so the dashboard really helped us in this area. And as you can see, we could be able to monitor data in terms of team. So from the 28 teams, we would go download the data and then query the data, and we could be able to see the number of households and homesteads that they had collected on the field. And also, if it's in the urban center, how far they had gone. So, and from it, we could also see the coverage by county. So once we checked on the areas and we had an imagery bureau, we could be able to see where there were houses that are not being covered. So it really helped us in monitoring in terms of teams. And also using the dashboard, we could see if it's a team, like here, whatever we're having is a team 18. The last time they were hitting they were uploading the data into the server, so we could see a team that had taken some time before they could upload their data in the team. And so we were able to call them and ask them what is happening. And in terms of as the mapping assistant, every individual mapping assistant, we were also able to monitor how they were doing their work using the dashboard. Every day we could check on whether they have uploaded the data in the dashboard, the total number of homesteads they have visited in the urban and in the rural areas. So the dashboard really worked for us, and we could monitor the work progress, know those who have not been working for some time, and even using the total number of households they have used, those who are behind, and would encourage them to move or know where the problem is. And that was really a score on our side. After we collected data from the field using ArcGIS and as Survey 123, we were using desktop GIS to produce to digitize and produce our maps. In the beginning, we started with ArcMap, but as the number grew, because the work, as you know, it's massive, even as the DG said, we started with a few GIS technicians, but we had to increase the number as time went by. And we got a lot of support from ESRI, whereby within a very short time, they were able to come and train our GIS technicians on ArcGIS Pro. And therefore, we were having two teams, one team working using ArcMap, digitizing using ArcMap, and the other team digitized using ArcGIS Pro. And that's how we managed to digitize all the years within the country. And for us to be able even to do some changes and work and ensure that work was moving on smoothly, we introduced use of spatial data engine, that is ArcSD, as a multi-user geodatabase. And with this, we granted access to at different levels. So there were those who could access data at a certain level, those who are supposed to edit, maybe get the data from the different persons who are digitizing, come, merge it together and see how the work was going on. In terms of backup, we were able to back up data daily using the ArcSD. And in case data was lost, we were able to recover it. Then we introduced something that we were calling versioning, whereby if I'm working on something and I've been given in a particular county, and I've been given access maybe to access data for several people, I would pull that data and then come edit the data as they are continuing working. And someone else could still come and get the data at the level I've reached, then move further to a higher stage. Then something else that we used using ArcGIS, desktop ArcGIS, is production of single year maps. And this one, we used using the data-driven tool. You can try to imagine if we were to do a map, a single map for every enumeration area. You open an enumeration area and do a single year map, how long it could have taken. But we liaised with S3, and we were able to use the data-driven tool, whereby after creating a map for an entire sublocation, using the data-driven tool, we were able to generate a single map by just one single command. If a sublocation had 100 enumeration areas, you just use a single command, and you're able to produce a map for each and every year, so long as you had a template. So in the preparation, we had come up with a template. So within that template, we were able to do single year maps. And I want to show how we were producing. This is a sublocation map that was being created. And we had around 8,932 sublocation maps. And out of them, we were supposed to create 129,067 enumeration areas. So we had to create 129 and 67 and a single enumeration area map. So with the data driven, we were able to produce that. So that's how we managed to do our maps within the given time. So after we were through with preparation of the maps that were to be used for enumeration, I know S3, we were trying to work on an application that could collect data during enumeration. But since our concentration was on the data, on the cartographic, on getting a solution on collecting data during cartographic mapping, there was a delay in preparation of the application to do the census. And so we didn't do enumeration using survey 1, 2, 3. We used a different application, but later on, we were able to come back to ArcGIS to do our dissemination or our spatial analysis. And we have done several maps after integration of our spatial data with the statistical data. And whatever has helped us to do the integration of the geospatial data and the statistical data is creation of a unique identifier. And for our case, what we've been using is a code. We created a code for the enumeration area, is a 13-digit code that was used during collection of the census data and also during the creation of the enumeration area. I know that DG talked of the census geofile. So that's what we call the census geofile, whereby we came up with the unique identifiers for the entire country. So once we were able to join the spatial data and the statistical data, we were able now to do the spatial analysis. So we are able to visualize our census data at any level. Whatever I've given is at county level, but even if we wanted to do it at EA level, we are able to visualize that data after integrating it with the geospatial data. So apart from Census, because mostly we've been using ArcGIS in Census, we have introduced it in other areas. And one of them is the creation of the household master sample frame. After every census, we are supposed to come up with a sample frame. For this census, we need to come up with 10,000 enumeration areas, so we'll be calling out our surveys. And as a way forward, we thought during census, we were not able to do the interactive maps, although it was in our plan, but we were not well prepared. So when we tried to pilot the interactive maps, we realized we didn't have enough workforce, and so we could not do interactive maps. But we have done that in preparation of the frame, whereby we are producing interactive maps, that is tile package map using ArcGIS. And these maps are very helpful to us. Initially, we had problems in the identification of enumeration areas where we are supposed to carry out our survey. So we would send people to the field. And since we didn't have anything to monitor where they're working, they could go work in long years and then give us the data. And any analysis we are doing there was over different year. And so to improve on this, we have come up with interactive maps. That's what we are calling the TPKs. And these maps are being loaded on the mobile devices and integrated with the data collection questionnaire. Currently, we are using what we are calling survey solution, but we are working together with S3 to see how they can come in. And through it, we've been able to collect, identify enumeration areas, because it has, just as we use the Google Maps, it has a locator that helps you to navigate, or the GPS. So these people are able to navigate to the collect here. And then as they move around, they're able to see where they are on the ground as they go to visiting all the households. And it has really improved the quality of our data. So that's how we've been working. We have also tried, we are also introducing use of GIS in other departments within the Bureau. That is, we have introduced it in agriculture. We are planning to do an agriculture survey, and we are really introducing use of ArcGIS, how we can be able to move to the field with the interactive maps. We did a bit of that pilot a few days back, and we know it's going to work for us. So far, we are really embracing ArcGIS, and I can say that ArcGIS has really helped us as a national statistic body. One reason is on how to manage a paperless data, on how to do a paperless data collection, and then it has really reduced the number of days and manpower in data processing. As I said earlier, we would take a lot of time to process the data that we were collecting using ODK. But with the use of Survey 123, we have reduced the manpower and the number of days. And then use of the enterprise GIS, it has really been an improvement on the data integrity and also security, because we are giving people access at different levels. So with that, we are able to ensure that only those people who have all the rights are able to access all the data. Then we have improved efficiency. There is a lot of efficiency in creation of enumeration areas. We have used imageries, as Laban was demonstrating. We are able to overlay our boundaries on imageries. And so we can easily see where the structures are. So that's something that has really improved on our maps. And then the seamless workflow between the field and the office. So once they collect data in the field, it comes to to the cloud server or wherever the server is, and then we're able to download the data and use it immediately. And we are planning to do an online or an interactive atlas, whereby we are going to load it to a portal, and then someone, wherever they are, they can be able to download and do a bit of analysis with that atlas. So that is what is in plan. And that's the much we've been able to do using ArcGIS. We know we have not explored all that we need to do with ArcGIS, but with the help of the ESRI team, we have some plans to work together, to continue working together. They're supposed to come in and get us deeper, especially now with ArcGIS Pro. And that's all that I had for today. Thank you.